Good day, everyone. This is Dr. Grant Drawley, and today I'm going to discuss data management and specifically merging data sets together. To start off with, what is merging? What does that consist of? There are oftentimes measures or different data sets in multiple places that you want to combine for your analysis. This is often pretty common within research when you have different types of data, especially social data, because it's stored and kept in different places. You want to merge them together for a more fuller project with that. Obviously, at the end of this module, you will be tasked with merging different data sources together. To start off, let's discuss merging data. Oftentimes you have multiple data sets you want to combine into a single data set. This moves beyond just copying and pasting data. While you can do this in some instances, with larger data sets, this becomes troublesome because if you do make a mistake, you oftentimes won't notice it, or if you do, it might be later in your analysis and you have to start all over again. What you can do is merge data from multiple worksheets, or merge data from a lookup table or a reference table into your current data set. For example, if we take a look at the two tables below, on the left we have state and population, and on the right we have state and the capital itself. Each one has a unique ID being the state, so that is what is common across the data sets. This is what lets you merge the data together. So you merge based on the state, and you can bring in the population and capital. This is a simple example, but in the bigger picture of thousands and thousands of incidents, this will help in the long run. Before I get directly into how to merge these two data sets that you see in front of you, I want to show you where I collected the data or downloaded them from. So if you're interested, you can do something similar for a project or another example. The crime data itself came from the UCR, which is collected by the FBI, and it reflects the national crime statistics for the US. And within the UCR, they have a data tool that you can select by state or national estimates, one variable, so a certain crime type, a specific year itself. What I did was select crime data for 2014 across the US, so each state has their own violent crime count. And I wanted to merge that with mental health data that I obtained through the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, SAMHSA. They have a lot of mental health data and substance abuse, obviously by the name, and they have a data tab that you can go through and look at. But I've already pulled it up for the year 2014, which corresponds with the UCR data. And I pulled out and trimmed the 2013-2014 data that I was interested in. Now I did trim that data set down here on the right to include only 3 measures of mental illness, serious suicidal thoughts, and binge drinking. Now, as you can see across the two tables, what is the commonality is the state variable. So that column A in both data sets is your unique ID, what allows you to merge the data sets across each other. So to merge the two data sets, I recommend opening a new document, go to Data, Consolidate, and you want to leave the function as Sum, and then you want to go in and select the table data from both data sets that you want to merge together. So I'll start with the UCR data, and I'm interested in the state, population, and violent crime total. Now you could add more if you want to, but for this example I'm not going to. And then once that's all highlighted, I'm going to hit Add. And then from here, I'm going to clear out this field. I'm going to go now into my other data set and select the similar measures. So I want the state across the 3 measures that I trimmed down to. Once I add those in, I hit Add again. So from here, you have the labels in the top row, which are the labels for the data itself that you want to keep, so you check that box. Then you also want to merge based on the left column, so you check that box as well. So when you hit OK, the new data set you have, which I recommend saving so you know that it is the combined merged data set, has both data sets in it. So you have the mental health and crime data. Now if you remember from the mental health data, it had regional and total US, which the UCR did not. So you can remove or just delete this data to clean it up and allow you to use it for your project or analysis. Now another type of merging involves the VLOOKUP formula or function in Excel. As you can see in these two tables, the only thing that is different is the neighborhood column itself. But there is a unique ID, the post ID, that allows you to merge back the data, look it up and add it to this table. Before I get into doing this function, I'm going to show you where I obtained the data. The data itself came from data.gov, which has a multitude of topics where you can download data, some of which are crime-related data or criminal justice-related data. The data set that I went to is Baltimore Police Department and looking at their arrest data. So I downloaded their comma-separated values, which opens up straight into Excel. I did trim the file down. It will have over thousands of incidents and more characteristics surrounding the arrest. I trimmed it for ease of use for this example. So now that I introduced the topic, let's get into how to merge the neighborhood ID over. So I'm going to insert another column. I'm going to put neighborhood here. And then from there, I'm going to type the formula in the top part just so it's easier for me to follow. I'm going to do the VLOOKUP. For the first part, the lookup value is the post ID. So I'm going to select that part, hit comma, the table array, the table I'm pulling from is the second table over here. And from that one, I'm interested in the second column, the neighborhood ID itself. So I'm going to hit 2. And then the range lookup, I want to be an exact match. So I'm going to type false here. I hit enter, and it autofills all the way down for this exact table. If you see at the bottom, there is one that has an NA. If you look at the post ID, it's 833, which is not in this data set itself. So I identified that this one did not have a corresponding neighborhood and put an NA in it for your own benefit. That could be from a multitude of reasons of someone falsely inputting an incorrect ID or post ID, or something being wrong in the lookup table, so you can look at that for potential issues.
Remember, when you're trying to merge datasets, unique IDs allow you to do that. With that, that's a common variable across two different datasets that you can merge together. Depending on the software, it might require you to sort the unique ID with that. If you're not familiar with sorting, I recommend checking out that data module as well, just to get familiarized with that technique itself. Remember, when you're trying to merge, there has to be a common aspect across datasets as a whole. Similar to the other data modules, this module itself has a practice exercise focusing on the ability to merge data. With that, if you go to the dataset file and look for the assignment, you can find the dataset and the assignment to download the correct datasets for that. Follow the instructions to make sure you do merge the correct datasets together. Obviously, there's additional materials out there to help your needs. This is just one example of how to use Excel to merge data. Oftentimes, I'll go to Google, search what I'm trying to do to find other tutorial videos on YouTube, Google, or the specific software has tutorials themselves, a manual with that. If you're needing more additional support, search the web. There's tons of videos out there. You can also reach out to me. I'm more than willing to point you in the right direction with that. As always, if there are questions or problems you encounter while going through the data module or the exercise itself, please reach out to me. I'll be more than willing to help with that. Or if you'd like to see another example, another video with specific data, please reach out. I'm always fine with making additional videos as needed.